or any of our things, the fact that they had their name, although it's vanished now, behind them was amazing. There we are. It means he got a green screen, I think, which is fantastic.
A virtual green screen.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We have got a great guest with us today. I know I'm going to butcher this name when I say this, but I bet it's not Jai Beam. I bet it's something else.
J-Beam.
J-Beam. See, I told you. Jiggy Jag, the ugly American, strikes again. Even on a Sunday. Even the day before Halloween, when I become the Afro Banana tomorrow. We're going to introduce a new character into the Jiggy Jag universe, Afro Banana. And so, Mr. Beam, tell me a little bit, which is funny because I think I had an art teacher by the name of Mr. Beam at one time. Mr. Beam, tell us a little bit about yourself, my friend. Tell us all about it.
Wow. Well, I'm an old veteran of music. I've been doing music since 1985. I have my first copyright, I think it was 1987.
Fantastic.
And, yeah, Let It Fly, and It Had to Happen back in 1987. And I've been recording throughout the years, decades.
Wow.
All sorts of music. I play guitar. And it's really cool. I've been doing music since I was 7.
Wow.
And I'm 55 now. I don't want to give my age away, but
So you mentioned guitar. When did you start to learn the guitar? Tell us about that process.
At age 10. I started playing acoustic guitar at age 10. I got my first electric guitar at age 10, too. It was like an $80 guitar. And I just self-taught, listening to Jimi Hendrix.
That's awesome.
All the greats. Yeah, learned by ear, just thousands of hours, and just playing way back when, bothering all my neighbors.
Bothering the neighbors. That's awesome.
Putting my amplifier in the window, playing Santana Black Magic Woman.
That's
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Good stuff.
That was back in the 80s. Yeah. My Fender Strat I got when I was 13. I paid half for it. It was an $800 1980 anniversary Stratocaster. I paid $400, and my mother paid $400, or her boyfriend paid $400 for it. And I customized it with Seymour Duncan humbuckers with a special pole switch that could make it a single coil. I still have it today. I still use it today.
That's awesome.
I put a brass nut on it. And then I started playing Rush with Rush. This is when you had vinyl. There was no, this is the age of cassettes and vinyl. And then CDs came out in the 90s. And I just would play along with the albums. The internet was not even around at that time. And we would jam with bands. We had a lot of girls coming to our parties, and tight pants and good times, and playing the Kinks, playing Led Zeppelin, playing Rush, playing Van Halen. And I formed a band when I was 13 with my good friends Dave, who's known by the name of Goldie now. Goldie and Chris.
That's awesome.
We used to jam at Dave's mother's house. They just sold it just a few months ago. It's kind of sad. I helped them clean it out just a few months ago. And we used to jam up in his attic, recorded on the cassette tapes, and I have so many cassette tapes of playing music with them. Dave played drums, Chris played the bass, and I played the guitar. And we would put the amps on his driveway sometimes and do performances. We'd have parties every Saturdays and Sundays, and we were only like
That's
13.
Awesome.
We were 13, rolling dice, drinking beer, having a good time.
Living the life, baby.
Yeah, that's the 80s. Those are the 80s.
The 80s, baby. I love the 80s.
1980s, they were the best. We have the best memories, the best times. They were so innocent and fun, and got a little tricky sometimes, but it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. We have got
so much fun.
We've got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. So you have been doing a lot of great things. So tell me a little bit about your evolution. You mentioned the 80s. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that you did in the 90s up until now, musically.
Oh, wow.
Tell me all about it, man.
Yeah, I met Phil Spector at a U2 concert.
That is fantastic. Did he have the giant hair?
He had the giant hair. It was the U2.
Yes.
He had the giant hair. I go, hey, Phil, what's up?
Phil Spector, baby.
I met him at Yankee Stadium, backstage at Yankee Stadium.
That's fantastic.
I had a VIP pass. My friend Mike, I don't want to give his last name. My friend Mike gave Jason Patrick, who was a famous actor at the time.
Yeah.
He was good friends with him, and he goes, you want to go backstage to the U2 concert? And he knew I was such a U2 fan. I've been seeing concerts all the time through the 80s.
Yeah.
And we had the backstage pass. I met John McEnroe,
That's badass.
and Cream, and all the models open bar, beautiful women. And I was only like 20-something. I was in my 20s. And it was a great time. I was flying high for like 6 months. I met Joey Ramone at a
badass.
bar called Alcatraz. He's standing next to me. We're drinking beers together and just hanging out. And we didn't say words between each other. We were just enjoying the whole ambiance of Alcatraz, this biker bar in Manhattan, which is not there anymore, I don't think. And I've met so many. This is back in the 80s and 90s when there were no iPhones, where you didn't have to worry about getting pictures and all the videos.
All that nonsense.
The stars would hang out with their fans all the time.
Yes.
I would go into Manhattan since I was 17 years old. When I was 17, the drinking age was raised from 19 to 21, and we all got fake IDs saying we were 19 so we could go into the clubs. And if you were 19, they let you into, if it was 21, and we went to all the Limelight, all the Cat Club, the China Club, you name it. I was going in Fridays and Saturdays. We'd go, this was our ritual. Every Friday we'd go in, stay up until Saturday morning, go to the diner, eat our breakfast, and then go crash the whole day. And then we'd go out Saturday night, do the same thing, wake up at the diner. We would stay up until like 6 a.m. and just eat lentil soup at a Russian diner in Soho. That was the best lentil soup you'll ever have when you're drinking and partying all night. So I've met so many famous people, and they just inspired me to keep on doing my individualized music. And I haven't made it that big successfully commercially, but I think this is my time to come. I think it's coming. I did this song for my dear friend Nicole just recently, September, just a little while ago. She's dying. She has primary immunodeficiency disease, which is the ability, your body can't create white blood cells. Yep. So she has to infuse white blood cells into her body every week. She's been doing it for years just to stay alive. Have you heard of the movie The Boy in the Bubble?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's the girl in the bubble.
It's the girl in the bubble.
She's the girl in the bubble. She's got the greatest. So she's got the greatest spirit. She's so full of life. She's actually in Florida right now visiting her her grandson. She's got 2 or 3 grandchildren. Yeah. And
well, so how do we get your music online? Where is the best spot to send people?
iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, you name it, Pandora. It's published all over. I have a band, I don't want to use a profanity. It just got picked up by a Brazilian radio station just yesterday at 6 p.m. It's a band, I did a song, I did a fake band name with Christopher Hitchens in mind, because he wrote a book that I truly admire, God Is Not Great. Yeah. In that, there's an F word. I don't want to use the band name, has an F word in it.
Yeah.
Wolf is the first word, and the F word is the second word.
Fantastic. I would love to be in that band. That is awesome.
Yeah, I did it all fictitiously, and the guy, when I published it, he goes, that's a great band name, because I read this one paragraph from Christopher Hitchens. He's talking about wolves effing in the caves. he actually used the term Wolf F. And
Look
I
at
was like,
that.
that's a great band name. I was like,
It's a
putting
great
the
band name.
the
I'm using
Philosopher's
that.
Stone is going to be called by a band called Wolf F. And it's a great song. It just got picked up in Brazil just yesterday. And that's on, I published that in October 31st of 2016.
Wolf F.
And
That's
it just got
great.
coverage. I've been promoting this independently, all my music by myself. I have a Reverb Nation site, JBeam. I have a Instagram account. I have a Facebook account. You name it, a Twitter account. I even have I see you do adult film stars.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
We do.
I did try to experiment with having a only fans page,
Fantastic.
but I didn't get any subscribers because they didn't find me. And yeah, that was another thing I just started like 6 or 8 months
That's
ago.
amazing. That is amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. And so tell me a little bit more about this song, I Think You're Wonderful, and then we're going to play it here in a little bit.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate this. It came to me so quickly. This is I told my friend Nicole, who's dying within 5 years of this horrible thing, and she just found out a month and a half ago she has cancer as well,
wow.
and she can't get chemotherapy and radiation because she's got this. She'll die if she gets chemotherapy and radiation. But we laugh together. She parties every day. She uses medical marijuana because she can't. She's in so much pain. She has pain 24 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
So she uses it she has kratom. And
That's
so
awesome.
I told her like 6 or 8 months ago, I said, I'm going to write a song because I just met her a year ago. She knew me from the Battle of the Bands 1985 when I played senior year in high school. She says she was a sophomore. I was a senior. And she says, I remember you, Battle of the Bands. You started with Billy Idol, Blue Highway. I'm like, yeah, I had the curtains open and I'm going to feedback. And I'm playing, I was singing and playing guitar. I had a top hat on.
That's
and,
awesome. I love top hats.
George Benson's son was in a competing jazz band. They always won first place. We always won second place.
George Benson's band.
We got a second place
Son.
always. We were the rock band. They were the jazz band. They were better musicians. They played really good jazz.
Well, yeah.
And but we were the rock band. We were the crowd favorite. They were all these young girls in the front. I'm getting on a tangent. I know I'm getting.
No. You're good. Keep going, baby. I love it.
Yeah. So she says, I remember you from high school. And I didn't remember her. I had so many other groupies in high school and partying and just having a good time. And I didn't remember her that well. I knew her friend, Michelle. And she says, yeah, I was best friends with Michelle. And I think I met her once, maybe once only. And I wasn't interested in her. She was younger and she was very attractive, but I was involved in so many other things. But I met her once, I think, vaguely in my memory cells that are fried.
Yeah.
So I said, so I met up with her a year ago. She tells me all this horrible news. I didn't know she had the primary immunodeficiency disease, which is a rare genetic disorder. And then, so I met her a year ago. We were just hanging out. The first day I met her, she'd be laughing 15 seconds and then crying her eyes out. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, who is this? I was like, totally intense. It was like we hugged each other when we first met each other. We hugged and then we spent like 2 hours together, our first day together. And she's crying. She's telling me the whole thing. And I'm like, holy.
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
I was like, damn, that was intense. And then we're hanging out every day for a few months, texting each other. And I tell her, I'm going to write a song about you. I'm going to call it I Think You're Amazing. So that's what I wanted to do. That was like 6 or 8 months ago. I said, I'm going to write a song for you. I think you're amazing. And she's like, oh, that's great. I'd love to have a song written about me. So I didn't do it. I'm just cultivating it and just hanging out with her and having a good time. We go to a nude beach together. We're just hanging out. The lyrics came to me in 15 minutes.
That's awesome.
They came 15 minutes, and I made 3 words revision. They came out in the exact sequence. The words are in the exact sequence that I wrote them on. I typed them on the keyboard on the computer.
Yeah.
And the first song, the first sentence, the first lyric that came to me is, "I want you to know that I think you're wonderful. The pain, the torment, and the fear, the tragic moments, death is near." And that's the first words that came out of the song. And that once that came out, every other line came out within 15 minutes. And they're really intense, deep. It's the most sincere song I've written, and it's about her tragic situation. She's facing death every day. The doctors told her just recently she could die within 2 years, Jesus. And that was 2 years ago. So she could die.
She's a fighter, man.
Yeah, she's a fighter, and she's such a cool chick. She's such a cool person. We love each other so deeply as friends. I'm a cancer survivor too.
Wow.
I have a story. 2021 was my worst year ever. 2021 was my worst year ever. You want to know why?
Yes, go ahead. Tell us all about it, brother.
I lost my father on May 11th. My father, my dear father, dies in his 80s of liver cancer. 2 weeks, he's in hospice, 2 weeks, and I'm video chatting him on Skype. He's in upstate New York, and with my stepbrother. And so I see him. He doesn't recognize me. He goes, "I don't know who you are." He had dementia and all this other stuff. So I'm watching him die. May 11th, he dies. They let me know. But I had a colonoscopy appointment for May 12th for like four months. And my support team, I have a good support team. They said, "You better go get that colonoscopy," because I kept on saying, "No, I don't want to do it. It's my first colonoscopy."
Yes.
So they give me a colonoscopy, and they find a tumor in my rectum. And it's cancer. So I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
So oh, sorry, I can't curse.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going. Tell the story, brother.
Curse.
Tell us the story, man.
Yeah. So the rectal cancer, stage 2 rectal cancer. And my good friend Sean tells me I was going to this Mickey Mouse place, not a Mickey Mouse, but they weren't like nationally or world renowned.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They wanted to take like 50% of my rectum out and 10% of my large intestines out as the first option. So I went to Sloan Kettering. My good friend Sean says, "Go to Sloan. They're the best. Sloan Kettering is the best hospital if you have cancer. Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York City, and they have a satellite office in Montvale, New Jersey."
Yep.
So I went there. Within 2 weeks, I'm getting chemotherapy. So I had 7 months of chemotherapy, and during that period, August 19th, 2021, I'm in chemotherapy at that point.
Yep.
Shitting my brains out.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Just like, just
horrible. Yeah.
Horrible.
Well,
like
we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because I don't want to talk so long we miss playing the song. So I'm gonna do this.
But the thing is, my mother died August 19th, 2021. So my mother and father died in 2021.
Okay.
It's the worst year. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
We're gonna do this. I gotta play the song because I want to play the song. So we're gonna put you on hold. We're going to play the song, and then we're going to come back to you, my friend. Just hold tight. We are going to go to this track, and it is the big broadcast, Coast to Coast and Border to Border. I Think You're Wonderful by J Beam, and it is right now.
Tragedy up against those odds. The way you pry into my arms. Inside and outside, it's all for you. 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 Inside. I love you, Nicole. I want you to know that you're spectacular. The way you live life and feel such joy. The way you call me your good man. I think you are truly amazing. The words you speak, the love you share will always make me know you care. Inside and outside, it's all for you. 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 Inside and outside, it's only you.
We are going to go back to our guest here. We have got Mr. Beam joining us here on our big broadcast. So, as we wrap up here with you, my friend, because I've got my next guest calling, before we let you go, how do we get your music online and just contribute to what you're doing, my friend?
It's it's everywhere on the internet. iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, you name it. TikTok, you can make a video with the song on TikTok. I'd
That's
love to
awesome.
see a video up to
That's awesome.
with the song on TikTok. Just search for I Think You're Wonderful for Nicole. There are two versions. There's a 5-minute and 55-second version, and there's a 2-minute and 56-second version, the radio
Fantastic.
version. And I want to thank you very much for the opportunity. It's available everywhere. I have 155 distribution sites. You can look up the Wolf F Band. I go under Cannon. Cannon is my last name. I came up with this name because this person hijacked my original. I've been doing publishing music on the internet since 2012 or 2009.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a extensive catalog of music under Cannon, Cannon. You could search for Cannon, J Beam, John. I have some under just John, which is not my artist name. So I have an artist name.
Yeah.
My artist name is J Beam.
Fantastic.
So I'm the great-great-grandson of Mr. Jim Beam.
Well, I'll tell you, you are amazing, my friend. I've got to get to my next guest.
Thank you
but
very much.
I really appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us. And good luck to you and everything, my friend. Have yourself a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. There he goes. And we are going to go to our next guest here in just a few seconds. We're going to take a 30-second